Why every single time this man starts slipping out of the public consciousness, he got to drag a trans issue back into the conversation with him. And at this point, the pattern is the pattern. And the pattern is exhausting.
For everybody going nuts about me not wanting and my party, that's my establishment. If I'm not going for it, I'm not going for it. Simple as that. I don't want nobody licked and tricked. You know, I'm protecting people. I'm protecting a lot of people's reputation. And it's my establishment. Just like when you go to certain restaurants and you can't wear ripped jeans. When you own something, you have the right to set the rules of your establishment. Same thing if you go and see somebody in a prison. Certain clothes you can't wear. Certain things you can't do. This fucking world is out of control. It's sad.
In this video, rapper Boosie was basically saying that he is having a house party and he is talking about the qualifications for who is all on the invite list. He was very clear on who he wanted at his party and who he did not want at his party. He basically said in the video what they were going to be looking out for and who was allowed to come, who wasn't allowed to come, and basically explaining a little bit of the reason why. So saying that he was responsible for a lot of people's reputation, things of that nature, and it just seems like he did not want his party goers to get caught up in any type of scandal or possibly something like that. Now, a lot of people have had different opinions and feedback on whether Boosie should have said that that's who he didn't want coming to his party. But as we all know, Boosie has always been very outspoken on who he wants to come to his party, the type of people that he wants to deal with, and the type of people that he does not want to. He's always made that very clear. Boosie stays in the media for dealing with these type of things.
And you know what was so crazy? A lot of people had a lot to say about Boosie doing this, right? And to the people that had something to say about it, I want to just say to y'all, screw y'all. Because y'all just want to have y'all cake and eat it too. First of all, bro, y'all know Boosie and where he stands on this type of shit. Nobody should be gobsmacked, flabbergasted, or surprised by Boosie's opinions on this matter. First of all. Second of all, he was actually respectful for a nigga who has been flagrantly aggressive when it comes to this type of shit. He was actually very respectful in his retort and response to the person that even asked this when you know the answer was no. Third of all, bro, y'all really want to be a nigga demise because, bro, first of all, let me tell you something. At any party, everybody getting drunk and fucked up and leaving with people that they probably met that day or that night.
Whenever the music ain't making enough noise, whenever the headlines ain't hitting the same, whenever the attention starts drying up, somehow trans folks end up being his emergency road flare. And that shit is weird. And I'm sorry, but it's weird as fuck. And if you don't think it's weird, you're probably weird too. Now, especially from somebody or people who claim that they don't want to be bothered with us. You see, where I'm from, if I don't like somebody, I leave them the fuck alone. I don't keep checking on them. I don't keep talking about them. I don't go out of my way to make announcements about them. I'm not making content or posting videos. I keep building, and I don't build entire strategies around them. I move on with my life.
Now, another really interesting thing about this whole Boosie situation is that he does have a daughter that is part of the LGBT community. And she made a video saying that she really didn't feel comfortable with her dad's ideology and, you know, him been accepting of her. And it's like, regardless of how she feels in the videos that he's came out with, he's basically said, like, my opinion is my opinion. How I feel about it is how I feel about it. And nobody is going to change my mind. So Boosie's definitely always stood on it when it comes to things like that. Now, the part that kind of gets me with Boosie, like, it's okay to be like, okay, I'm going to stand on what I believe. This is what I believe, and I'm not going to waver from that. That's completely okay. But Boosie has had his own little things, like, you know, a few years back when he said that he was trying to get his son, you know, like, acclimated into the world of women. It was a certain thing that he did as far as, like, bringing a woman into his space. And he was underage at that time. Among the other things that Boosie does, where he is rapping about certain things with women and he's not necessarily big on worrying about being in a marriage or a relationship of any kind to bring a child into the world. It's just like, for that's kind of like, well, we'll excuse that part, but this over here that y'all doing, I don't like that. So to me, like I said, you can have your standards and you can have your what you're willing to absolutely not put up with, and then at the end of the day, it's his house and it's his space. So if I were a part of a community that he's saying that he didn't want to be present at his party, like, for me, I wouldn't even feel comfortable being there, because it's like, you told me at this point that you don't want me there. I don't want to be in spaces that I'm uninvited, that I'm unwanted in. That's not where I want to be. So I would rather go somewhere where I'm accepted and I'm celebrated, right? But I think for the LGBT community, this was such a big deal because they deal with this type of rejection, in the world, period, whether it could be in private settings, such as with their family, whether it can be in larger settings, and, that type of judgment. So it's like, I understand the concern, but at the end of the day, that's his house. So if he don't want a certain thing there, then he has the right to say that. Does it mean that it makes it right all the time? No, not necessarily, but you can't tell someone that they're not right or entitled to their opinion or their way of thinking. However, like I say, it doesn't mean that he's like this religious and upstanding guy that upholds the Bible. And a lot of people are like that. So we uphold certain parts that are beneficial to us at whatever moment that it is beneficial to us, and that's just the ugly truth and the ugly reality of it. So you have a lot of people that will say, well, I don't condone two same-sex marriage, but then those same people will go out and have children and be adulterous. They'll steal and K-word people and just do other things that they're not supposed to do, where the Bible tells us not to do that. So I don't even know if he was measuring whatever he was saying by the Bible, or that was just simply just, well, actually I do know, because he did speak about, I think he has spoken about it from a God point of view, and that's not right, or he don't consider that to be right. But like I said, it's a lot of stuff that Boosie has done that would not technically align with that. Now, people are allowed to change. They're allowed to become new people. They're allowed to evolve. But I don't think that's necessarily the thing with Boosie. I think it's more so just that ain't what I want, And as far as him saying that he did not want the people that was coming to be caught in scandals, and it just kind of give me this idea that, everybody coming to the party is looking forward to being, very promiscuous and very sexual and whatever. So it's just okay, if they run into a person or they meet a girl, it's no question. It's just okay, she's a girl, because we know that crowd is not here in the party. So if I want to come on to somebody in a certain way, if I want to talk to them, I want to pull them to the side, pull them in the bedroom, whatever the case may be, get a number after we leave the party, hook up, that it won't be a thing of it being a question. And he wants people to feel like they can come to this environment without getting caught into this extra stuff that people have going on sometimes. And reality is, some of them look so good to the point where, and when I say some of them, I mean the trans community, they look so good to the point where you can't always tell nowadays if it is a natural born woman. And some feel comfortable disclosing that, and some feel like they don't have to disclose that to you. So I can understand that aspect of things too, because you have a lot of people getting caught up in I'm not even gonna say, I'm gonna just say they get caught up in scandals like that, to where maybe they honestly didn't know that it was a trans, and then you have some that maybe it's not exactly a scandal, that was exactly what they was looking for. They knew what they was going into, and they got what they wanted, and they knew what was up. So in those instances, it's not a scandal. But then for the people who don't voluntarily want that, or that is not their normal desire, then yes, it can be getting caught up into something like that. Now, he went on to say that he was trying to say it in the most respectful way that he can, but I guess that could be respectful for Boosie, right? Because Boosie's very direct. He's never really been shy about what it is that he got to say. He's going to say what he got to say, and he is going to just, put it out there, and it's going to just come out how it come out. Like, he kind of give me the vibe of, I want to say, like, I don't know, like an old school grandpa.
And to the trans woman who wanted to go to Boosie's pool party, why? That's like a black person wanting to go to a Trump rally. He has never hidden his homophobia. Mind you, this is also a man who paid a stripper to SA his son. For that reason alone, I don't even have any songs of him on my phone. And this happened in Pride Month too. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and turn this on. And while I understand breaking down barriers, this is not a hill y'all need to die on. Let him and the other homophobes have it. Like, sis, you wouldn't even have been safe in there. And to the trans woman who wanted to go to Boosie's pool party, why? That's like a black person wanting to go to a Trump rally. He has never hidden his homophobia.
He just still give that, like, you know, deep south, old grandpa, like, you know, it's my way or the highway, and, you know, this is what it is, and this is what it is what it ain't, you know. So he just give those type vibes. But anyway, so I want to know what y'all think. Do you think that Boosie should have been a little bit nicer about it? Like, could he have been nicer? Like, could he have been nicer or said it any more gentler, I guess? What do you all think about that? So do you think that people should even have a problem or just not even want to go to his party since they're not invited? But however, I want to ask you guys to please like, comment, subscribe. Please support my channel in any way you can. And yes, I am begging, pleading, okay? Support the channel. Comment any way that you can. I really appreciate you guys so much more than you know. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings.